And one of the most common questions I get, will this work where I live? Okay. Now, if you live out in the middle of Montana and you don't have a business within 100 miles of you, or a city, or if you live up in the mountains and you're 100 miles away or 200 miles away from anything, well, no, it's not the perfect scenario. Could you drive 100 miles and to the nearest city and work one day in that city and make it work? Yes, you could. But where you locally live in those types of scenarios, no. But if you're in a population, I just got to go with what happens with me. And I deal in population centers of 22,000, 11,000, 12,000, and I have a lot of business in that area. And I'm going to scroll down and show you, because I did a video just the other day on this topic to help you understand if you have a population area that small, like 11,000, 12,000, 20,000, there's still a lot of business to be had even in those small markets, especially if there's a decent sized city within an hour from there as well, because they end up servicing that larger city as well. So they have more industry even in the smaller locales. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and give you a preview of that video that you need to look up. You will need to look that up. It's called Will the Pallet Business Work Where I Live? And that's on the Simplest Biz YouTube channel. So check that out for further detail, but I'm going to give you a quick snapshot. This is Birmingham, where I live, right? And do you see that little dot right there, this little section? I'm working a little 3-4 block radius right in this little section here that has a ton of business just in that section. And in fact, I'm going to scroll in. See, you even have all these dozens and dozens of other pockets of industry all around Birmingham as well. Even some you can't hardly see unless I zoom in a little closer. These little pockets don't look much from this far, zoomed out. But when you zoom in, it's a ton of stuff. Now, I want to help you understand, if you just have a small little radius like I do, in just in one small area, and I don't have everything in this area, but I started to mark them. This is a supplier, and this is a buyer, and this is a supplier, and this is a buyer, and this is a supplier, and this is a supplier, and this is a buyer, and this is a buyer. And I have several other ones in this area right up here as well, buyers and suppliers, and in down here and over here. So you're just seeing, this is just a little 5 block, not even 5 block little space, which can totally change your life. And going back to the question, well, is it saturated? How many of those little tiny little 1 block areas are there in any given municipalities? There are hundreds of them, dozens upon dozens at least. And you do not have to dominate the whole city, right? So I have 4 students in Birmingham, and it doesn't matter because I can't do it all. They can't do it all. There's tons of opportunity out there. It's just too big a niche for that all to happen. So the bottom line, can it get saturated? No. I mean, it's just too big. There's too many different ways of going about it. Plus, there's even brokering where it doesn't limit you to a specific area. You can do your whole state as far as brokering goes. All right. So in extreme circumstances, like out in the middle of a cornfield with nothing around you for hundreds of miles, no, don't do this. But as far as having any type of decent sized town or city to work with, we're going to show you the methods to make that happen. Okay.